back once again. It's week 3, it's game 3, and I'm over at the campus of Oakland High School, and I've got with me the head coach of the Oakland Patriots. He's 2-0 and fixing to be 3-0. That's Kevin Creasy. How you doing today, Coach?
Doing good, Stork.
Well, Friday at 7 o'clock it will be official. That's when I guess you'll take the win. It's not really eligible yet, but it has to wait till it comes to that time. But Stewart's Creek did call, didn't they, Coach?
They did. I think there's been some high numbers over there, and unfortunately they had to cancel the week before, and they really felt like they were going to be able to play this one. I know that me and Coach Caldwell talked all weekend, and he talked about the importance of playing, wanting to play, not be off 2 weeks, getting a good gait. He would have a good gait. And he tried, and like I said, he ended up having to call me Tuesday, and like I said, it's unfortunate, that we hadn't played, and it's a region game. That's what's really tough.
That cuts.
But yeah, it's one of those deals where he's got to do what's best for his program, and we understand and we get it. And if we could have played, he would have done it.
Well, and he said he checked with his faculty, administration, and staff, and they talked about it many hours trying to decide whether or not to go with what you got. But he said to me, he called me on the phone, he said, I want it to be out there. He said, it's just really too much of the contact tracing going on. And it's not really maybe even within his team. It's just with other individuals that, you get home and you find out, I was sitting next to somebody in class and it just so happens they're positive.
That's right. And, it's happening on our team. We would have had some starters out this week. Some of them are...
To contact tracing, that's what you're just...
Yeah, they're sitting in a classroom and someone has it and they're sitting too close to them. And, that's just part of it. They've been sent home for 7 days. And so...
and then they got to get tested. Tom Krager said, after that 7, then they go get tested, and if everything's okay, then they can come back. But it's 3 days afterwards. Is there a 10?
Yeah, and like I said, there's a lot. I'm sure it's different in different places, in different counties. But, our county has been through this for, this is the second year now.
Yeah.
And, they side with caution and want to be real precautionary about getting a kid back and not being able to spread it. And so we get it. And like I said, it's just one of those deals where sometimes you may be the team making the call and the other team has people out too, and they were waiting on you to do the calling. And so we would have been, shorthanded as well. So it's just kind of the times we're living in right now.
Well, and we're all trying to do the right thing, and whether, teachers are also held under the gun. They're public figures as they lead our students, and, you're just trying to do the right thing, and one person says this is the way we do it, and then you hear of another community doing it this way and everything. The right way is just try to do the best you can and do the right thing, contact everything, and try to cover all bases. That's what we're all trying to do. And if you've had your shot, you're fine. And not everybody's eligible to get a shot. And it just goes on to more and more discussion. As we've always said, this is not a COVID conversation. This is a football show. So let's get back to it. You did go to Madison Ridgeland, and you were just telling me a little bit about that on the right before we started the show, and you said I was just trying to dig really to find out if anything went wrong, Coach Creasy, and you said smooth trip, Stork, everything went well, other than it's 6.5 hours down there, 6.5 hours back, about 900 miles round trip.
Yeah, no doubt. Couldn't be more proud of our guys. I thought the best part was our young guys. I thought our young guys all handled the trip well. We're all keeping an eye on them, knowing that it's an overnight trip. It says 6.5 hours if you put it in Google Maps, but then you get on a bus and then you get stuck behind some traffic in Birmingham, and then there's a wreck coming back around Memphis. It took a lot longer than 6.5 hours, somewhere around 8 hours.
Wow, so what time did you all get back here? So just to give people
about
time.
About 1:30 in the morning.
So you played at 2, the game was done about 4:30. You fed the kids, you told me. At that point, they had not eaten since you said 11 o'clock that morning?
Yeah, about 11:30, 12, right around that time.
And they got to eat. I mean, you got to get them fed before you get out of there. Kids got a little cleaned up. He's on the road, by 7, 6, 7, what?
Yeah, I'm not even sure. I just know that we got back about 1:30. It was a pretty lengthy trip, and of course with all the rain starting, we took the long way through Memphis, but it was a whole lot better road, a whole lot safer, a whole lot less rain, stuff like that. So, I think we had a good bus trip. Ended up staying, at a hotel, and always weary. Is somebody going to do something dumb?
Yeah.
Our guys, man, they kind of held each other accountable. It was amazing
That's great.
how great it was. It was so
Proud of those
smooth.
kids. I'm real proud of them.
I actually got a good night's sleep, and we got up, and all the coaches did a good job of packing everything that we needed. Thought we did a good job of feeding our guys. Mama Hamel's is a restaurant down there that's one of the best around, and they kind of catered our dinner.
Cool.
We had a bunch of parents down there that did a lot of work as far as serving the food, picking up the food, cutting the checks. It was, like I said, the best part was they did a lot of the work, and we got to just go out and enjoy the game and have fun and play the game. There was a good competition on a great field, a great environment. Got national exposure. I thought we did a good job of, not just representing our state, representing the mid-state as far as a football team, but also, we played a good, clean game.
That's what
Our guys represented their families well. There wasn't a lot of trash talking. There wasn't a lot of personal fouls. I flip on the tube, and sometimes I just see guys just really, it's just not football. It's all about them. It's all about showing out. It's all about me. And I thought our guys did a great job of handling the pressure of playing a big-time game, but then at the same time representing their families, representing our school, not embarrassing anybody, and doing a great job of playing the game the way it's supposed to be played. And then with that being said, we got to give props to Mississippi College. Mississippi College, their coaching staff opened up facilities for us to have a walkthrough.
Oh, cool.
And that's when we knew our guys were laser focused. It was impressive. Our seniors, they're not a bunch of rah-rah guys. They're just a bunch of guys that love football and obviously love each other, and they had things going in the right direction because our guys were focused, early in the morning at a walkthrough at an unfamiliar place that we've never been to, and got a lot done that day and went over there and played a heck of a game.
Breaking the film down as you look at it, what was one of the things jumped out that said, we got to work on this, or I think I'll take a deep dive, or I'll peel the onion back and work on this week, and maybe what have you been spending a little time on?
Yeah, it's one of those deals where we felt like we threw the ball early, and then we kind of pulled the brakes on that, and once it started raining, once it got a little bad weather, we got a little conservative and had some things that were wide open that we just settled for 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yep.
All that ain't bad. I hate that we didn't throw it more in the second half because we had some people wide open, made some big time passes early. But in the second half, we had the lead. They're a hurry up offense. It's trying to wear you out on defense. And on offense, in the second half, our first drive was 22 plays.
Right.
So there's a lot to be said about 3 yards in a cloud of dust. And it's not necessarily about how great you look on offense, but I thought it was pretty impressive that their offense was on the sideline for most of the third quarter because our guys did a good job of just eating the clock.
Mm-hmm.
Once it got real ugly weather, bad weather, we had some trouble snapping it in the shotgun.
So you have to work on that a
We'll
little
have to
bit.
work on a wet ball. Snapping in the shotgun. And then, but I thought our guys under center did a really good job. We ended up getting 2 tight ends. And
Kicking game looked like it was okay too.
Great. We went up right before half. We hit a great pass to Antonio Patterson, and it put us up 3 scores with a field goal by Avery Rogers. And going up 3 scores is unbelievable, when you're in a tight game. And things got a whole lot smoother once he made that field goal.
Well, we're going to get to that moment, and this is where I turn into Tom Krager. So on this video, there'll be a big superimposed head of Tom Krager right now in front of me, and I'll become Tom Krager. Tom wanted me to ask you a question, Coach, and that
Who's
was...
Tom Krager?
Tom Krager, down there at that Tennessean.
Oh.
But anyway, he said that was tweeted out, or you were asked about playing Lipscomb Academy and Coach Trick Dilfer's ball club, and I turn that question over to you, that maybe you was offered, or I did see something that, you fell out on that game with Stewart's Creek, and he jumped up and said he's ready to play, or I think I saw a tweet like that. I'll turn it over to you, Coach.
Yeah, that's right. Tom, I wish Tom would have called me. I thought we were closer than that. I thought he would pick up the phone and just call me if he wanted to ask. But the funny part is, we were actually at practice. I think we did get tweeted at and asked about playing. And the funny part is, Coach Dilfer and myself, were talking that weekend. And I was assuring him that Stewart's Creek was probably not going to cancel, and that's what they had told me. And I think he'd already had good pasture cancel on him. So we had talked about who was looking. And then finally, on about Tuesday night, we were like, maybe we can just play each other. And we even swapped film. And we also talked about where it was going to be and all the logistics of it. And we're still talking about it. Now, it's not this Friday, but there is a possibility we can hook up later on. I think we still have the same bye week. We're unfortunately having to play during fall break.
Okay.
And they may have to too, but I think maybe we have an open week, so it's still something we're working out the details.
Okay, so it's not dead.
No, it's just not this Friday.
Okay.
We actually have tried 2 or 3 different things to get a game this Friday, and it hadn't worked out. And then, of course, I think he's tried to call a bunch of people too, and it hadn't worked out. But there may be a chance 3 or so weeks from now where we can probably play each other.
Okay.
And that's the thing. I don't know if I need to tell Tom or who I need to tell,
Right.
but ultimately,
You can tell me, Coach.
we tried to work it out where we played each other in December. Last December, Lipscomb and us had been under talks, and we were going to play at home and home.
Okay.
And so, that didn't work out. And that had nothing to do with us.
Right.
And so we were still scrambling for games in July.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we're always looking to play somebody.
I knew you were, and I don't want everybody thinking, no, and Coach, for me, I know already because I've learned your demeanor. And I know one thing, you're not scared, and I don't want that to ever be said, but you're not scared to play or to schedule your guys or your football squad to play any other football squad, but you want it to be, I guess, somewhat, and it's not about being football ready, but it's about being logistically ready and everything else.
I tell you, we swapped film, and it was like last night, and I'm telling you, they do a good job over there. They got money, Coach.
I
think it would take a little bit of getting ready for it. They do a hell of a job. They got a great offense and do some neat things that we would have to definitely work on. And, probably not in a moment's notice. We probably have to work on it a few days. And then, of course, defense, they're unbelievable. They got really good players, really good coaches. Ever since Coach McAdams was there, I have great respect for Coach McAdams and what they've done at Lipscomb.
Did you coach with him?
We worked together at some camps, football camps.
Okay, so you got some camaraderie time.
Hey, one of the greatest men on earth, I'm telling you. And
where does he come from?
Well, he's from West Tennessee, but passed away a few years ago.
Yeah.
But he's a legend over there, and then Coach Dilfer is doing a heck of a job. I mean, they're winning ball games left and right. And Coach Tillman before him, I was always a good buddy of his, fan of his, and like I said, they've got a legacy of good coaches and good players and
nice facilities too. They've upgraded. They've upgraded their facilities.
They've got a good team. Like I said, it may be something where we can work it out. Right now, we couldn't play this week, but it might be something we can work out in the future. But at the end of the day, here's what Tom and anybody else needs to realize. I coach our team, and Coach Dilfer coaches his team. And so we're going to do whatever's best for Oakland.
Always.
I have Oakland and the Oakland program and the Oakland players' best interest at heart. And we're going to figure out what's best for Oakland. And if it's to play on Friday, we'll play on Friday. If it's to play in 3 weeks, we'll play in 3 weeks. If it's not to play, we won't play.
Bless you, Coach.
Whether anybody likes it or not.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that, and you know what? I'm glad that I have the built-in, maybe the relationships to ask you. So I guess I am Tom Krager for a few minutes, but I'd rather go back to Staunton Montgomery. So finish out the rest this week. So you'll take Virginia Beacon Hill next Friday. We'll talk about that next week. But how will you circle and kind of get out of this week? I mean, today's Wednesday, so you'll have Wednesday and Thursday. And then Friday, that's going to leave you open, and you could possibly watch Start Vision. I've got a big game going on between the Backyard Brawl, or you can do just whatever. But Coach, what's on the plans? Or maybe you spend some time with that family. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe my family wants to go to the Backyard Brawl because I'm gonna probably go there. Hopefully, Barry Messer can sneak me in the back door over there and get me in free. But I'm definitely gonna watch that game. I think that's pretty important for me to do this Friday. And then likewise, we'll practice today and Thursday. We're gonna not work on an opponent, we're going to work on ourselves, and hopefully we can get ourselves better at blocking and tackling, the kick game, throwing and catching, all those sort of things. We got plenty to work on without having to have an opponent, and maybe this break came at the right time.
Well, okay, let's do this. Let's just stop it right there. So Coach Creasy and the Oakland Patriots will not play this Friday night. They'll rest. But next week we will talk about Beacon Hill, Virginia, and we'll pick it up there with the Oakland Patriots. We'll talk to you soon.